Hello, everyone. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Joseph Skoda. See my office? Where is it? Is it outer space? Is it on the earth? Is it places unknown? Well, you and I both know it's just a green screen. It's just a picture. And that's what I want to talk to you a little bit about today is fear. Fear. Fear of the unknown, being afraid of something we can't see, or maybe something we can see. Obviously, if someone has a gun to your head or pushes you over a cliff, or you're in a raft in the ocean, the waves are hitting you, there's a good right to be fearful because we don't know what's going to happen, especially if you're not a good swimmer in the ocean, that is. But too many of us are afraid of things that it's just in our mind. We're afraid of things that could happen, and it causes worry. And when you and I are so worried about things, it causes stress. And when we're stressed, right, it causes physical as well as emotional disarray. There's so many things go on in our life, and we need to be aware of it. Now, what are some of the top human fears? And believe it or not, a lot of us are afraid of being alone. It's not so bad when you're young or in your 20s and 30s and earning a living and you're socializing all of the time. But what happens is we age and a loved one passes, or maybe we never really had that intimate relationship with someone and the years are passing us by. And like, whoa, I don't have any kids. I don't have a loved one. I don't have family around me. That's a real fear of loneliness. And a lot of us have to address that in different ways. Now, what about the fear of death? Death. Believe it or not, you and I are not going to get out of here alive. You know that. I know that. So why do we fear dying? Is it fear we'll go right to hell? Or we're not sure if there's a heaven? Or fear is going to be painful? What are we afraid of? Fear of leaving our loved ones behind? I can understand that. But I believe strongly if you have a relationship with our Creator to begin with, it can only be good, because I don't believe that heaven is actually here on earth. We obviously have some good times and some bad times, but I think heaven's quite a step above what we're experiencing here right now. And if you develop that relationship with God, then that's where you'll end up, because hopefully you follow the rules he has in place for each and every one of us. And if your loved one also follows the Lord, you will see them again someday. But a lot of us fear dying. A lot of us fear loneliness. What about social phobias? The fear of public speaking, for instance. Are you afraid of public speak? Or maybe even in front of a video? Sure, it's only me and the camera right now, but hopefully thousands of people are watching this. Now, a few years ago, I was introduced to Toastmasters. And Toastmasters helped me get over that fear of public speaking, where now not only I could speak in a room of 10 or 20 people, but hundreds. And I hope someday thousands of people I could share a message with. But those are fears. And most likely, if you're a fear of loneliness, you're a fear of death, or a fear of social phobia, like I talked about speaking, a lot of it we're fear of what could happen. We're anxiety built up of what we think could happen, and we spend too much time worrying about that. Now, obviously, with speaking in public, that just takes practice. The fear of death, that doesn't really take practice, but associate yourself with the right people that will keep your mind positive rather than negative. What about behind me, the fear of space? That can be loneliness if you're there all by yourself. Now, don't get me wrong. I think every human being on the planet Earth can use a little bit of a alone time, just to reflect, maybe read, not to be bothered by other people. And that's totally all right. Even if you're married, it's okay to have your he shed or she shed and go out there and do what you need to do for a while. But sometimes we'll get stuck in that lonely place for too long. And when we finally wake up, when we finally look out the window or open up the door, we don't recognize things anymore because people have a tendency to move on. We think people are just going to wait for us to be ready to go out there and be all that we can be with people around us. Sometimes, but the majority of us have to move on and live our lives. And nothing's wrong with waiting for someone. Nothing's wrong with that. We need to wait for someone we really love and care about. But we can't let them hold us back from being, quite frankly, all that we can be. So obviously there's fears of failure. How many of you have fears of failure? Sure. I think a lot of us have. From asking someone else out on the first date to applying for a job or even starting a business, and maybe none of those things go the way we want them to. Sure, fear of failure. But let me tell you a little something. A lot of people are also afraid of success. Success, right. Why would someone be afraid of success? Because quite frankly, they have to step up their game. If you hit the lottery, for instance, which is it's more luck than success, all of a sudden people expect you to know how to handle your money, who to give the charities to, how to stand up straight and push people away if you have to. Well, a lot of people are in their comfort zone. They're happy. They don't want to get out of it too far because then, like I said, they have to step up their game and people are expecting certain things from them. It's just like when we have a job and we go from supervisor to manager to maybe even CEO or president. And that comes with a lot of responsibility. Sure, you and I want the extra money, and I spent my whole career in the Air Force and got promoted, but every time there was a promotion, there was a bigger and greater responsibility that came along with it. Sure, I wanted the money, I wanted the respect, I could stand up a little straighter, but you always have higher ups. We always report to someone. And as you get promoted, your boss, or probably your new boss, expects different things out of you. You can no longer blame someone else. You can no longer take a shortcut. You can no longer say, I didn't know. You and I need to know. We need to know why we're afraid of public speaking. We need to know why we're afraid of death. We need to know why we would be afraid to be alone for too long. These are real problems a lot of us deal with, and it causes, like I said, worry, stress, anxiety. Sometimes we're shaking because we don't know what's going on. And sure, we know there's a virus out there, pandemic, COVID-19, whatever you want to call it, and there's always going to be something out there. But if we live in fear for too long, we're really not living. We really are not living. Sure, take precautions and protect yourself the best you can, and definitely wash your hands and face and feet and anything else you have to on a regular basis. That goes without saying. And if you're sick, you have to, stay home and take care of yourself. But every one of us should be taking care of ourselves. Eating healthy, drinking the right things, exercising. And I understand some of us have limitations. We can't run or frolic like we once could when we were younger, and that's okay. But the point is we have to continuously work on our immune system. We have to continuously work on the immunity of, growing that thick skin if somebody's trying to bash us down from getting a promotion. We have to continuously work on what's the worst thing that can happen when we die. Now, sure, we all want to die in our sleeps. Totally. I don't think we want to get run over by a car or have a piano fall on our heads. I can understand that. That would be painful. We don't want pain. I think we fear pain more than death itself. But going back to that success thing, that's real. And you and I should not be afraid to succeed in something, because that's setting a good example for our family, our loved ones, our neighbors. You and I should never be afraid to try something new. And the best way to do that is to surround ourselves with people who kind of been there, done that, who've done some of those things that we're trying to accomplish in our lives. And quite frankly, learning from people that had certain fears that you have today. And when we surround ourselves with those right kind of people, when we read the right kind of positive books, when we listen to things that really matter in life, not all that social media or mainstream media in general, but things that really matter. Go out there, live your life, smell the flowers. Go out there, go for a walk, climb a tree if you can. And it's okay to have a glass of wine with a loved one. Just be careful and not have too much of it. But go out there and live your life, have fun. If you're fearing something, find someone that can help you through it. Because we're not meant to spend our whole lives in fear and worry and anxiety and stress. You and I are worth a lot more than that. Despite your fear, I guess the best thing to do is acknowledge it, identify it, and then work through it. Every one of us is afraid of something at one time or another in our lives. Just don't dwell on it. Anyways, those are my tidbits of the day. Sometimes fear is good. Just minimize it and move on and live a happy life. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Have yourself a great day. Bye now.
We are now reaching our second-year anniversary on our inspirational, educational, and entertainment programmings. As part of our journey, we are so grateful to announce that our programs are now available to watch live in real time on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Periscope. A big appreciation to all our followers, viewers, supporters, and to those who are cheering for our success. Thank you very much for your patronage. For 2 years we have produced over 25 shows. And joined by passionate collaborators, individuals, and organizations. Social Media Shows Network's 2-year anniversary, and 100 episode celebration, and $100 giveaway. No purchase necessary. Go to socialmediashows.com for more details.
Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on Social Media Shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now.
John is an employee at one of the most famous firms in the city of New York, so his job is very hectic, and he realized that it is necessary for him to go and finally take a vacation. But he went on a vacation without planning out the details, and wasn't able to truly enjoy where he went because he had to think about so many things that he didn't plan for. Instead of enjoying his time away from work, he came back with more stress that he was not able to take full advantage of his vacation. But this year, a coworker suggested him to try World Ventures this time to make his vacationing more enjoyable and less stressful. They do not require you to plan anything outside of your transportation, which is also available at discounted rates. Your stay, your transport, and many meals are planned by the club. John liked the idea very much. He tries World Ventures, and his experience with the club was amazing, as he made many friends there with whom he had a great time. John recommends that everyone should try this club, as they are the best in business. See how the VIP-vacation-club.com can give you the right experience without all the hassle. Enjoy the VIP experience that
Hello, everyone. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda. Joseph Skoda. See my office? Where is it? Is it outer space? Is it on the earth? Is it places unknown? Well, you and I both know it's just a green screen. It's just a picture. And that's what I want to talk to you a little bit about today is fear. Fear. Fear of the unknown, being afraid of something we can't see, or maybe something we can see. Obviously, if someone has a gun to your head or pushes you over a cliff, or you're in a raft in the ocean, the waves are hitting you, there's a... Hello, everyone. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda, G.I. Joe Skoda. Today, I want to apologize in advance. I haven't got much sleep in the last couple of days. And maybe you can relate. Maybe you get up at 3:21 in the morning. You don't know why. Maybe you have to go to the bathroom. Maybe you want a snack. Maybe you're restless. And that's okay. So, I'll go to the bathroom, and at 3:25 I'm back in bed. And then I can't get back to bed. I can't get back to sleep. Sure, I could count sheep. I could turn the TV on. I could grab that snack. But my body just won't go back to bed. And I'm sure some of you see that. Maybe 3:25, you look around, you try to go back to bed, fold your pillow in half, put the covers on, take them off, whatever it is. And about 3:40, you're looking at the clock again. And 10 minutes, 15 minutes went by, and nothing different happened. You're probably even more anxious than you were then. When you get up and kind of disoriented and don't know what you're looking at. You ever feel that way? You see out of one eye and not the other? That's a common normality for a lot of us. Why do we have problems sleeping? Why do we have problems maybe not getting to bed, but going back to bed? And I know, and you know, because of stress, anxiety, depression, maybe drinking too much, whatever it is, they're kind of all related. When we feel sad, depressed, anxious, we often drink or smoke or eat. Whatever your vice is, to try and forget about it for a while. But those things take a toll on our bodies. As we age, and I'm not going to tell you my age, I still look pretty good, don't I? But the point is, as we age, it gets harder and harder just to snap out of it. You know, I'm sure your parents told you, just snap out of it, wake up. Maybe your spouse said, hold on a second. The shaking, give you a massage, you maybe go back to bed. Sometimes you don't go back to bed. But what keeps us up at night besides that stress? And well, we already acknowledge it's stress, but why? What are we worried about? What are we stressed about? What is bugging us? What is getting in our minds that we can't even focus on a little thing, an important thing as sleep? Sleep. Now, I envy all of those people that are able to take naps throughout the day. I don't understand that. I've been able to do it maybe a couple times a year, and what a difference that makes. Even those, you heard power naps, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, maybe an hour, and some people do it at their lunch break at work, and then you're rejuvenated, and you have the energy, and you're able to be yourself again. But I want to encourage you, no, I'm not taking away power naps. I definitely agree with those, and I need to take more. But if we can not be so anxious and stressed out about everyday life, maybe we won't eat so much, smoke so much, drink so much, whatever it is, and we can somewhat have a healthy diet and be able to fall asleep naturally. If you're popping pills to sleep, you know, once you either oversleep or undersleep, or you're a zombie throughout the day. Now, I remember I used to take, I think it was called no dose caffeine pills when I was going through college, 20 some years ago, and it kept me awake. But I really wasn't comprehensive what's going on. My eyes were wide open. I looked like I was paying attention, and I guess I was alert, but nothing stuck up here because my mind was just racing so fast. And I think those are, what do you call it, speed, or some of those other drugs where you're wide awake and you're moving like crazy, but nothing really sticks. Because we have to find a way to relax. We have to find a way to be happy with who we are. We need to find a way, quite frankly, to be lovable. Because if you want to attract someone lovable, me, have to be lovable also. Isn't that it? We want to attract certain kind of people, and yet we're stubborn. And we always, we want to attract an angel in our life. Well, you can't give them hell to live in. Angels don't live in hell. So you and I have to make a difference and maybe change things up a little bit. And it might not be that much. Maybe you're drinking, 2 bottles of wine a day, you cut down to 1. That's a big thing. Or smoking, or whatever it is, eating. Cut back 1 soda a day, and your body will change. Nothing happens right away, but you and I have to want that change. Now, if you're anything like me, I have stubbornness. I have, besides depression, I have what we call procrastination. Because I got stuck in this comfort zone of mine for too damn long. My bills are paid. I've got the resources, my bills are paid. I have a great roof over my head. I can eat almost anything I want to eat, go out as often as I want to go out, travel quite frequently, except for recent episodes that are going on in our world today. So I was in my comfort zone. You and I have to get out of that comfort zone. We have to stretch ourselves. We have to learn a new skill. We have to associate with people that kind of got it going on the way we want it going on. So getting back to that, you wake up at 3:21 in the morning, bathroom break, snack break, whatever it is, just to move your pillow around. And maybe you're in a cold sweat. Maybe you're having nightmares. Maybe, if you're like me, suffer from post-traumatic stress sometimes. Yeah, it happens to more of us in the military, but there are a lot of other first responders in the world that have it as bad or even worse. than a lot of us experience in the military. So I think the bottom line is to show compassion. You ever walk into a room and a stranger just smiles at you? Just looks at you, just makes you feel welcome? Then maybe you haven't, because most of us don't. But if you find out one person that just glares your way with that smile, whether they do it nonchalantly or not, doesn't that feel good inside? And when they actually come up to you and just say hi, hello, hope you're having a great day, thank you for coming. You know what I mean. You and I can be that person for someone else. Too many of us, and I'm guilty too, like at church, people, greeters go up to every aisle and shake everyone's hand and say, glad to see you. Why can't we all just do that? Why can't we all just say, glad to see you? Hey, hope my team wins a football game. I hope we do better than you, or whatever the case may be. You and I can be that blessing for someone else. Now, one thing I learned, here's a little secret. When I learned to get out of my own head, when I learned to stop worrying about things I have no control over, and when I started focusing on other people, I felt better inside. And probably more important, the person I smiled at, talked to, shared a burger with, or a coffee, felt good also. Those are blessings for other people. When someone smiles at us, shakes her hand and says welcome, especially if we're having a bad day, that's a blessing. That's God's blessing for us. And the sooner you and I can recognize that they're all around us, you and I can live a better life. Now, going back to those times when you have that sleeplessness, okay, we can't control what happened in the past. We almost can't control what's going to happen in this moment. But if we take certain actions in our life, baby steps, we will be happy with ourselves. We'll be less stressed. We'll be able to focus on others and be that blessing that I talked about. Life's not perfect, but make this the best life you can be. By infringing on other people's rights, by getting angry with everyone around you, by demanding people to listen to you or believe what you believe. Come on, knock it off. Knock it off. We all have our beliefs, we all have our ideas, we all have our experiences. It's okay to share, but knock it off. I don't care what side of the table, Democrat, Republican, Christian, whatever those things are. God put us all on this earth to try to work it out, figure things out. Sure, we all have our biases, whatever that may be, but don't infringe upon other people's rights. Don't cause havoc in your neighborhood. Don't have a loud stereo driving down the street or speeding in the neighborhood or cussing someone out because they're old. How dare you? God willing, you and I will be old one day. And we don't want a younger generation pushing us around. Be that blessing. And when you wake up at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, maybe you have an idea in your head. Write it down. Maybe you're supposed to send an email. Send it. Maybe you're supposed to make a call. Maybe a time difference somewhere else. There's always a reason we're awake. Find that reason. Act upon it. And you will feel better inside, and more importantly, be a blessing to those that need you. You're in the office with Joseph Skoda, and I appreciate you. Please follow our channel. Please like and share our page, In the Office with Joseph Skoda, social media shows, and everywhere else. And if you're looking for a coach, a mentor, someone who's been there, done that, josephskoda.com. Have yourself a great day. Bye. If you liked our show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or find us on any social media platform, Instagram, of course, Facebook. Like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts and join our team. Anyways, We appreciate you staying tuned week after week, day after day, because we continuously build up our network to bring to you what you're asking for. Have a great day.